Okay guys, here we are back in the kitchen, and I'm going to do an Andy Gray special, okay, because we've got the final of the Champions Leagues coming up, we've got the final of the Heineken Cup coming up, we've got so many finals of sports, so this one is for the lads. What my lads, as opposed to Andy Gray's lads, is whether you watch the match, man, woman or child qualifies a lad. This is a simple, cracking little dish. Ham hocks, get a close up on this, Tones. These bad boys, €2 each. Now, there's enough meat in that there, well, probably for one of me, but for at least two of you. But we're going to do a simple little great dish. The guys coming over, the lads coming over, they're going to watch the match in your house. So, simple, it's going to be quick. Pot of boiling water, a couple of onions, a couple of bay leaves, a couple of peppercorns, and a couple of cloves. Straight in, simple. Okay, and this can all be done the day beforehand, so there's no worries. If you're worried about the salt content in this, especially after watching that crap on RT there the other day about we are what we eat, or what we're eating, or whatever, soak these overnight in water. Take a little bit of the salt content out. Me, this is for a match. There's pints going to be involved, so I want it nice and salty. Straight into the water, up to the boil, and leave it at a rolling boil, Tones, for about an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, okay? After which, you get this. Over here, Tones, get a close up on this. Okay, so these still a little bit warm. They were cooking for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And you can see the meat, lovely and tender. And the skin is what we're going to use to roast it up now in a few minutes. So as I say, you can do all this the day before, no problems. Okay, we're going to make chips to go with it. Fresh potatoes, just diced up. I'm going to blanch them in boiling water for about 5-6 minutes. Okay, so we're going to throw that in. As I said, this is basically just helps it cooking along, because we're going to deep fry these guys twice. So we're going to have beautiful ham hock and chips and pints while we're watching the match. Now, ham hock you might see over if you've gone to Prague or any of these kind of places. They call it the knuckle of pork. Okay, so it's basically just the top of the leg of the pork. Okay, so simple glaze. Splash. Okay, Tones. Okay, so we got nice barbecue sauce. What's left of a little bit of balsamic vinegar. Okay. Some crushed garlic, and these are just some fresh herbs that we had just liquidized down with a little bit of oil. Okay, come in here, Tones, don't be shy. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce, some lovely local wild honey, just about a tablespoon. I just happen to have this was a little bit of sweet plum sauce, okay, so I'm just going to throw a little bit into that. Right. And then simple olive oil, okay, so you're talking about maybe that much. So 3 tablespoons if you're really worried about it. So in here, Tones, right? This is just a simple little marinade before they go into the oven. Okay, and as I said, they're pretty much already cooked. We're going to put them in the oven at about 160 degrees for about 30 minutes, crisping them all up. Okay, so here's what we do. Going to get messy on this one. Who cares? All part of the fun. Okay, so just twist it around in your marinade. Into your nice little roasting tray. And all the skin crispens up, and it's just absolutely superb. So this part is a little bit messy, but there's no other way to do it. Now that's bad boy. Okay. Straight in. And you can tell already that this is going to be fantastic. Now, don't waste any of the marinade. Get it all into it. Get a close up on that there, Tones, while I quickly wash my hands. Now, when you're using, you can put in sweet chili, you can put in anything like that. When you're using something sweet and roasting it in the oven, keep an eye on it. Because if your oven is too hot, it's going to burn. So that's why I've dropped the temperature. Normally I cook everything at 180, that's why I've dropped it down to 160. Okay, this is going to go into the oven, and when we come back, our chips are going to be blanched. We're going to deep fry them twice. I'm going to take these guys out of the oven. See you in a second.